Well, it's the man of the hour. I guess a man of the hour on campus for quite a while. It's more than just an hour. Coach Jay Johnson of the Omaha bound Arizona baseball team. Coach, really glad to have you on. Congratulations. You know, you said on Sunday, you were really quotable this weekend. You said a lot of great things, but one of them was, this ties for the greatest day of my life. I just want to know what tied with that. I mean, you were down to a best of three championship series in 2016, plus all the other life accomplishments you've had. Just explain that comment.
Yeah, 2016 Super Regional at Mississippi State, 2021 Super Regional in Tucson against Ole Miss. So, clinching the spot in the College World Series is one of the more special moments along the journey. And to do that here at home at High Corbett in front of our fans with a team that has honored this university so well in every possible way was very meaningful. And it's like your favorite kids, though. You can't say, hey, the 2021 Omaha team is better than the 2016. So that was the reference to tied for first, best day of my life.
I'm sure the Gatorade bath didn't feel too bad either, with it being 100 degrees out on the field still. But,
yeah, I tell you what, we played so well at home. I wear like some long, whatever you call them, under my deal, like you would when you're normally at a cold game. You know what I mean? And it was getting a little tough to do that the longer the season has gone along here for good luck. But yeah, I'm happy to get that bath anytime, because it usually means something good really, really happened.
I know you've had 5 years now to digest what happened in Omaha, and I can't imagine against Coastal Carolina, and I can't imagine how much you've wanted to get back just to this point. Now that it's finally here, how are you feeling? Like, what's going through your mind when you wake up to start the day?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't want to go to sleep on Sunday night. It just was very meaningful because, we've had a great run here, and I really wanted these players to do it. We look at Dante Williams, Brandon Bossier, there's Ryan Holgate. These guys have been in the thick of this thing for 3 years, and I really believed that we could have done this in 2020. I feel like we had an Omaha team in 2020. Well, then COVID happened. And so with the way 2019 ended, with us playing so well, we should have been in the tournament. Somehow we didn't get selected. And then COVID happened. The patience thing was running a little thin with me to get back to championship baseball. And man, what a season. And I think we're really prepared for the opportunity that's coming up. But yeah, Sunday was awesome. And I thought it was even better because we were playing a worthy opponent. Ole Miss is a top 10 in the country baseball program right now. I think they've been in 7 or 8 super regionals in the last 15 years, which is remarkable. So to beat that team, to qualify to go to Omaha, was awesome. And, it's a night I'll never forget. And then when I woke up yesterday, it's been a lot of details, planning, travel, this, that, and the other. And now today we're going to get back on the field for practice, started into some scouting on our opponents, and really excited to get going.
Even before regionals began, Eric, and I know you guys don't look ahead, but we did. We looked a little ways ahead and saw Arizona and Vanderbilt on a potential collision course for Omaha. And I know it's really a pick your poison situation, whether you go up against Jack Leiter or Kumar Rocker on Saturday. But just this team, and as good as a hitting team as it is, how excited is this team for that challenge in particular against Vanderbilt?
Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, they're the king of college baseball right now. I mean, they seem to be in Omaha every year. They've won 2 national championships in the last 6 years. They seem to be the standard. All the media really gives them a lot of attention, and rightfully so. So I can't think of a better way to start out the College World Series. And I'm a very pitch-to-pitch, inning-to-inning, game-to-game, stay-in-the-moment kind of guy. But I actually addressed this with our team, the selection Monday, and said, hey, okay, here's the regional. This is how this is going to go. Here are the teams. What a great opportunity for us. Because everybody was saying, like, man, you got a tough bracket. Like, whoa. And I was thinking, like, well, these guys got to come to Tucson and play us in our home field. And we don't lose very much on our home field. So I wanted to kind of flip that narrative, at least in the players' minds. Then it's like, okay, if it holds true, we're going to play Ole Miss in the Super Regional. Okay, I can't even remember the last time an SEC team had to play a Pac-12 team on the road in the Super Regional. So, like, good, perfect. And I really wanted to play them because I had a lot of respect for their program and Coach Bianco, and I know how good they were. and you want to validate this trip. It's not like, we had some upsets in our bracket, and then the 4 seed won the other, regional, and that's who we got in the super regional. Like it played pretty true throughout. And then I painted this exact picture of opening night, in Omaha against, the kings of the head table right now. And I want us to be moving as a program in that direction. And you can't get far past one hand of the programs that have been to Omaha twice in the last 5 years, and we're one of them now. So Vanderbilt's the standard, and so that's a great opportunity for us. And I wouldn't have it any other way with this team, and I don't think they would have it any other way, honestly.
Coach, let's go back to Sunday before the game 3. You came out and said if we had one game to play on our field with this team to go to the College World Series, take it 1,000 times out of 1,000. So we feel good about it. Great quote, loved it, got me fired up, made me want to run through a wall just sitting at home reading that. then you went out and did something interesting. Everybody thought you were going to start Chandler Murphy in game 3, and you decided to do something a little bit different. What went into your pitching strategy going into that third game?
Yeah, when I left the park on Saturday night, I did not have my mind made up of what we were going to do. And then I went to sleep. I actually slept great, but it was 5:30, and I woke up and it was like, all right, let's go. And then I drove in here. I was the only person here, and I went through the previous 2 games. We scout a lot, but it's like, okay, where is this thing today? Because all that matters is today. It's one game you win, you're going to Omaha. You lose, your season's over. And selfishly, I just want to keep coaching these guys because they're about everything that we want our program to be about. So I knew it was probably going to be a right-hander. I mean, as far as the options we had available. So I put out what I thought they would do with the lineup. And then I wrote down every at-bat that each guy had of the last 2 days versus our righties versus our lefties. And then looked at how they set the order, and then looked at our pitchers and said, okay, where have they been the best this year? Okay, and then what part of the game is the most important part of the game today? And when you're in that game 7 win or go home mode, I think the first part of the game is really, really critical and getting off to a good start. So Dawson Netz had been pitching really well. I thought he threw the ball really well on Friday night, and he only threw 8 or 10 pitches on Friday night. He's had 9 or 10 really good outings in a row, or 9 of 10 really good outings. And he's just a very poised guy. He does, at this point at least, have a 2 to 3 inning cap. So I felt like he was the best way to start just based on makeup, character. I didn't think the situation would be too big for Dawson. I also thought Ole Miss would be planning that we would start Chandler Murphy, and that's who that they would prepare for. So, hey, we're going to start Dawson. We're not going to announce it until we absolutely have to, which is an hour before the game, which by that time they would be well into their batting practice, probably preparing for Chandler Murphy. So we did that. Then we were going to go to TJ Nichols, and that was based on watching the 2 games. He's obviously probably our most talented pitcher, but I thought his stuff would give them problems for one time through the order. Even though we were behind, Austin Smith had a good inning or 2, with similar type of stuff to TJ on Saturday night. And I wanted to give him a chunk that he felt comfortable with. He could go for it and go one time through the order. Then we were going to go to Riley Cooper, left-handed, then Chandler one time through the order, and then get it to Vince and Preston. So we laid out the whole game, or I laid out the whole game to the pitching staff at 12 o'clock that day. Well, what changed is we scored 7 runs in the 4th inning. And then I thought they would, and of course, they kind of got into panic mode a little bit and really started swinging a lot. And when you start over swinging and opening up the zone on somebody with as good a stuff as TJ, you can collect outs quickly. So we decided to stay with him. And then the game was in hand, and I just felt like Preston and Vince deserved to be on the mound at the end of that game where we're clinching a spot to go to the World Series. So I liked how it worked out a lot better when it actually happened than what I had in my head, because it made it a lot easier to manage and deal with.
Mad scientist, Coach. Very impressive. No surprise. All right, be honest with us. When were you not nervous in game 3? When did you get to the point when you looked up at the scoreboard and said, we're good. We're good. I'm thinking about Omaha now.
Yeah, that's a good question. On the surface, I felt like we were ready to play. I mean, I really felt like we were ready to play. I didn't have to come with like the big time emotional pregame speech, because if you can't be ready to play in a game like that, my motivational thing is not going to get you. Sometimes on a Tuesday in May, it's more important than a game like that. So I did feel like we were ready to play. I just kind of looked in the room, gave them the pitching plan, didn't feel like I needed to say much of anything else. Then we scored a run early. I thought that was important, to even just to go ahead 1-0. Then TJ getting it to when they were second and third, no outs, and holding them to 1 run, I thought was a huge part of that game. Jacob comes up and hits the home run. And I mean, our guys were, losing their self in the dugout. They were so excited. And I actually was very calm and just like, hey man, we got a long way to go on this thing. I think when Ryan hit the home run to go up 5-1 and knowing how we had the pitching lined up, I started to feel good about it. Then when we scored the 7 in that inning, it was like, okay, if we can throw up a 0 next inning and not get them any momentum, then we're going to be in a pretty good spot. So probably when it was 10-1, we threw up a 0, scored 2 to make it 12-1. That's when I felt like we were in pretty good shape.
Coach, a few weeks ago we had you on. We talked about this team having a very short memory and bouncing back from that, like a 21-2 loss in Pullman to win that series. It's been a long time since this team has lost 2 in a row, and of course they bounced back from a 12-3 loss against Ole Miss. What is it about the makeup of this team that allows it to just bounce back from a loss like that and just put something that happened just hours ago behind them?
I think it's maturity, and our message the entire postseason has been 2 things. What is mental toughness? Mental toughness is staying focused on the task at hand, regardless of what is going on around you. And that'll be relevant this weekend with 23,000 people in the seats. Okay, that doesn't hold any relevance to what happens on the field unless you let it. A bad game, a bad at bat, a bad night the night before doesn't have any relevance on the next game unless you let it. So the training has always been, what is the task at hand? It's about the preparation, it's about the play, and it's about this pitch and the staying present. And we have done a really good job of that this entire, we'll just call it season, but really month and a half. And I think that's why you've seen the consistency. So honestly, they just stayed in character. And what they have done really well, as you said, Shane, is respond. And there's always going to be an event that happens, but your response to that event will ultimately determine your final outcome. And I think they've shown an unbelievable ability to respond to both success and failure in a way champions do, and it's why we are where we are.
My last question for you, Coach, and we know you got some logistics to take care of before you head to Omaha, so we really appreciate your time. But Eric and I have talked about the ridiculous amount of success that U of A programs have had in these last 2+ months. It's a laundry list, including baseball. What's it like for you and your team to be part of all that positive energy on campus right now?
Yeah, I think it matters a lot, and I'm very proud of it. I want all of us to do well. I will be honest with you. I want to have the best program on campus. That's just my competitive nature. You know what I mean? When people think about Arizona, I want them to think about baseball. You know what I mean? But with that being said, Coach Fish is, man, what a hype man, dude. He's texting me all the time and saying great job. And I actually saw him on Saturday this week, and he's awesome with that. Tommy Lloyd has been right on it, whether it was the Pac-12 championship, winning the regional, super regional. Adia got a text from Dave Rubio. Candrea gave me a big bear hug the other day on Sunday, as soon as we won. So it matters to me. I think we got a great fraternity of coaches, a bunch of good programs, and I know they feel the same way I do. We want to do a great job with our programs and make everybody that cares about our university really proud. And I think this spring we've definitely done that across the board.
Coach, my last one, and as Shane said, thank you so much for joining us on what is a very, very, very busy week for you and just an awesome week. Where do you rank, or let's see, I'm trying to find the right way to phrase this. All right, so would you say that as of right now, you've had a successful season, or if you go 0-2 in Omaha, you fell short of your expectations? I had to be careful with how I phrase that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just laugh just because my brain works so differently. The great thing about championships, and I equate the College World Series to a championship season, is nobody will ever take that away from us. You know what I mean? Like, we are the champions of the Pac-12. There'll be another College World Series appearance that goes up on the board out there. And I want our players to feel great about those accomplishments. Okay. With that being said, in the middle of the mosh pit the other night, after we were celebrating the game and everybody was excited, it was very clear, like, hey, tonight, this is about going to Omaha. We're going to enjoy going to Omaha. And then we're going to turn the page and we're going to go try to win the national championship. Easier said than done, but we're going guns a-blazing trying to win the national championship. So success, whatever, not a success, I don't give that any thought. I'm proud of the accomplishments of this team. And do I want to win 5 or 6 more games? Yes. And my actions and our team's actions will reflect that in how we prepare. And then it'll just come down to the play.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate it once again. Best of luck. Congratulations on all your success this year. You made us all so proud, and we'll be cheering you on from afar in Omaha.
Come on, you guys got to get out there. Let's go. We'll do one of these live or something out there. But
we'd love to. Are you kidding? So get on the flight. Shane, let's make it happen. What can we do here?
Book the flight,
Thanks,
Eric.
Coach. Yeah, I know. I'll look up flights. Thanks a lot. Best of luck, Coach.
By the way, real quick, Coach, I saw this random stat that showed that like every other time that Arizona's made the College World Series, like the last 8 times, every other time they've made it, they've won it. So like the last time they didn't win it, the time before that they did. So that means it's time to win it again. I just thought that was kind of a cool stat, so I thought I'd share it with you.
Hey, let's go. I'm all for it. Yeah, I wish we would have broke that pattern by getting one more base hit last time.
I know.
We use it to our advantage this time.
You finally got this opportunity in front of you again. We're real excited for you, and we appreciate you coming on, and would love to have you on again. Maybe after you win the whole thing. So
sounds great. All right, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Take care.
Thanks, Coach.
Best of
Safe
luck.
travels.